would flippantly toss a club in the general direction of the bag, expecting me to go over and pick it up. I felt uneasy about bending down to pick up his discarded club. It was like I was his slave. The other thing that disgusted me was his habit of spitting at the hole if he missed a putt. Stephen A., what's your reaction?
Initially, I wanted to go off about this guy, Steve Williams, because after all, he's a caddy. Let's be clear about that. But then the more I listened, the more I just laughed at how ridiculous this guy is coming across. Skip Bayless, I am no golf aficionado. You are certainly one more than me. I lean on you. I lean on, our reporters that cover the sport of golf who frequently, come on as guests on this show.
Michael Collins.
Michael Collins, especially, who I love.
Yep.
And, listen, I play golf occasionally, just a couple of times a year at the most. This dude right here, when the weather's warmer, maybe about 3 to 5 times a week. Okay? But Skip Bayless, so I am no aficionado on the nuances that entails the job description of a caddy. Yep. But I'm going to repeat, you're a caddy, okay? So part of your, the advice that you give him, what clubs to use and what have you, possibly carrying the clubs or whatever, to sit there and have a problem with Tiger Woods flippantly tossing the club. He might have been frustrated at a shot. It certainly wasn't directed at you, but you personalized it. By the way, this same caddy is projected to have made anywhere from 10 to 20 million.
Wow.
Not from Tiger.
Not from Tiger.
Endorsement, yeah, but just from Tiger, it's like 6 to 8 million or something. Just from Tiger.
I apologize.
Good work.
$6 to $8 million for a caddy.
That's over 12 years.
All right, 6 to 8 million for a caddy. I mean, you got to be kidding me. All right, and then this guy sits up there and he talks about being treated like a slave. We won't go there. I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. We all know what? It's ridiculous.
It's beneath your dignity.
That's right. It would be. I'm not going to do it. That's just utterly ridiculous. Just unbelievable that he would say such a thing. But then the part that makes me laugh, and I need help here. Okay. And I'm going to ask Skip, I'm going to confess to you, I need your help. Molly, you feel free to join it because I don't know what to say. I'm reading this dude actually. I really had a problem with his behavior and I needed to talk to. Wait a minute. Was he messing with you? Was he messing with your daughter, your relative? What business is it of yours? I'm like, you're a caddy. And you're talking about like you're supposed to be some moral compass for this dude? Who the hell do you think you are? I mean, it's unbelievable to me. So Tiger's sitting there gallivanting around doing whatever it was that he was doing. I can understand you may not liking it. I can understand that it might not be your cup of tea. I can understand that you might not have the level of respect for him for doing it. But how does that affect you as a caddy? He talking about he was upset. I got to explain stuff to my wife and my family. Why? Unless you were being accused of doing something too, what would you feel the need to explain? This notion that Tiger Woods and his dalliances and how he was acting somehow had some kind of profound impact on other people's lives who had nothing to do with him, who weren't around when he was with whoever he was with. How is that any of your business? How does that affect you? And then to sit up there and to act like, oh my God, my life was so impacted by this stuff. And then to wait years later and write a book. Listen, this guy is just ridiculous to me. I understand Tiger won 13 majors with them. I understand the guy has accomplished a lot as a caddy. But you're a caddy for a reason. Fall the hell back. This is some of the most nonsensical stuff that I've ever read. It was unbelievable to me. It really, really was.
Okay, just in fairness, you realize that a lot of the great players have very close relationships with their caddies, and their caddies are crucial to them in their on-course, almost their psychological management, that the caddy can say or do just the right thing at the right time. It's not that he's giving you exactly the right club. He's convincing you this is the right club, and you are going to hit this close. So I get that you would value. In Tiger's case, I thought Stevie Williams aided him most as a bodyguard because he was so famous. And Stevie Williams was a bad you-know-what. He would jump in the photographers' faces. He was a big, stout New Zealander, and he'd get in anybody's face, media's face, anybody. It's like that was about half of his job was to protect Tiger Woods on the golf course, okay? And I thought he did a pretty good job of that because, as you see here, he's got a streak, a side to him that's not very likable, and it worked for Tiger Woods. Now, on the slave comment, obviously, when you're being paid $6 to $8 million by the man you're working for, I don't know if that qualifies quite as slavery. It's just such an insult. But remember, okay, look, this guy, he grew up in New Zealand. He went back and he now lives in New Zealand. So his sensitivity level to what happened in this country involving slavery is probably pretty non-existent. I'm not giving him a pass. I just think he has no idea what he's talking about.
That's fair.
Okay?
That's fair.
Now, he did have that one line about Tiger that really set me off, and I can't remember if we talked about it on the show, but after he was fired by Tiger, wound up with Adam Scott, another very good player, and Adam Scott broke through and won at Bridgestone, a pretty big tournament at Bridgestone. Stevie Williams was stopped by the media after they had just won the tournament, and Stevie said that it was my aim to shove it up, right up that black, and I'll just say the word backside, okay? So he wanted to shove it up Tiger's black you-know-what, okay? And a lot of people found that to be very racist. I certainly did. Tiger defended him shortly after that and said he certainly does not believe that Stevie Williams is racist. But that came off as racist to me. So is there some seeds here for us to say that there's some racism operating here? Sure there is. Is it insensitive? I don't know. But to your point, I completely agree with your bottom line, which is Stevie Williams goes on and on about how he was shamed by Tiger's infidelity, that he took it personally because people looked down on him over why didn't you intervene and stop Tiger from having all those affairs. He had no idea. He said, I don't know. And people, you know, he turned my life upside down because people blamed me for what happened. That's absurd. It's absurd. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Stevie.
Listen. And I don't know, listen, I was in Australia for the Olympics. I've been interviewed on radio shows in New Zealand. You know, they watch me.
You have?
Many times.
Wow.
Many times.
You're a worldwide.
They've called me on, they've called me several times about this show as well. So trust me, I'm dead serious. And let me tell you something right now. I under no circumstances, I have no knowledge about the folks whatsoever, but I'm just going to be a man here and tell you this. And I'll tell you this, Miss Molly. Let's be clear. When a dude ends up acting like Tiger, another dude don't feel responsible for that.
No.
That's your business.
That's his business.
Now, I mean, you might sit there and say to him, if he's a friend or a family member or whatever, look, man, come here.
Yeah.
Or if you're his parent, you might be like, I didn't raise you that way, or something like that. You know, if you're a pastor, you might talk to somebody because you're a member of that pastor's congregation. Look, you gotta follow God's laws, etc. You just like you're a caddy, and you might have a decent relationship, but there's no personal impact on you. No. That is about the weakest explanation I've ever heard in my life. So Tiger Woods sitting up there gallivanting around, strippers, prostitutes, porn stars, whatever. I'm affected by it.
Can I say one thing? I don't get involved in anybody's personal business, but his wife might have got on him. If he sees all these young, cute girls around, like, what's going on? So he might have had to answer to her. But that's my
point. What I'm saying is...
But that's his relationship.
That's what I said. What I said earlier was... Unless the wife was asking you about you.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just saying, don't tell me. Now that's different. Because I understand, even if it ain't a wife, even if it's a girlfriend, if she's asking, you know, he got a lot of women around. You trying to tell me you ain't having, you not doing any of this stuff?
Okay, but remember,
a woman might ask you that question.
He didn't associate with Tiger after hours at all. They loved each other at the golf course.
But what I'm trying to say is, I am told that there's a lot of women that show up on the golf course, too. So I'm just saying, but my point is, if you're getting asked those questions because of the environment, that's about the only legitimate argument you have. But to sit up there and act like Tiger acting up has somehow impacted you, I mean, you're just pathetic.
Okay. Take your $16 million and chill.
That is a fall back,
so
please.
He is now writing a book because of one reason and one reason only. He worked for Tiger Woods.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right.
Money.
That's right.
Money.
And frankly, I wouldn't mind it if nobody buys this. That's just me.
I know I ain't.
You're not endorsing it.
No, I'm not.
All right.
But what weird? This is about weak as it gets. Oh my Lord, my friend is cheating. How can he do this to me?
Okay.
Oh,
we gotta go.
Really?
Kobe Bryant talking a little trash about himself. We'll tell you what Kobe said about Kobe.